Everyone, it's Epic Underworlds. This video is going to be more of a podcast style video, so feel free to listen to this while you guys make cards or brainstorm or draw or whatever, but I wanted to talk about the current state of the HTCG community and some topics surrounding that. This will mainly be a solo podcast. I don't have Unleashed on this episode, mainly just because I want to talk about a lot of specific things. I can always touch on them with him later, but this video is going to be pretty important. We're going to be covering quite a few things, and I think if you guys want to build off of any of these concepts, you can comment down below, or you can join our Discord server, link in the description, if you want to talk more about these topics. So when talking about the HTCG community, it's really an umbrella term because there's so many different HTCGs out there. It kind of started off with, handmade cards, but it's branched off into digital and indie TCGs because everyone's kind of helping each other. It's not really divided that much. It's still kind of separate from, professional TCGs in that sense, but there's a lot of interlap in between these communities, and I think that there's a lot of things to touch on when it comes to that. As far as the HTCG community, things I've been seeing, and I'm not trying to say anything negative towards our community. I think our community is great. We've been doing so much, and it's only been growing more and more amazing as the years progress. But I think there's definitely a lot of things that could be improved, such as getting more of a system out for how to make a game, because there's kind of this stigma of how-to videos, which kind of help. They mainly just get the views. I've made many of those videos, and I'm not trying to be a hypocrite here. I've done that too, but I want there to be more videos out there. This is what I'm going to really try to make, just more videos talking about how you can actually improve certain things, maybe game balancing. I want to make an archetype series of how to make specific archetypes like aggro, gamble, all that stuff, and it'll be like a whole catalog of information, which I'll later, put into something else. But I think if you guys also did this, take what experience you have from the community and make videos, we can all make one giant playlist or Discord server with all this information. Just because there's a lot of good TCG design advice out there, but not always that accessible. There's articles that you have to read and all that stuff. I want there to be just all this information all in one place, like a giant library of how-to information on how to game design and stuff like that, and how to improve TCG art, because no one really makes videos on how to draw your homemade trading card games. They just make how to make your own HTCG, and they don't really cover that much within that topic. They just go and make one card, and there's so much more to HTCGs than that, and I want to try to get that information out to you guys. So any of you watching, if you're really good in one area, such as game balancing, card draw, art, make videos to help everyone in the community, even if it's just like making playtest cards. You can still have something to offer, and I think just the more information out there, the better. And not just regurgitated content. Don't just watch someone's video and just remake that with a little twist on it. Make original content that has information that you actually have to offer. So that's what I really want to see more of. But I want to talk about some positive things. We have so many new TCGs in the community. There's a lot going on. I just saw a new religion-based TCG, which, that is a really good idea. I've never really seen a game based on religion. I could see it getting some hate, though, in case someone doesn't like that specific religion. The server has been super active. The server down below, link in the description. We had this giant call today where 20 people were in it. They weren't doing anything TCG related. Well, they were kind of talking about TCGs, but the community is active. The people are there. It's just a lot of people are making a game, but not many people are finishing and publishing it. And I shouldn't say everyone, Ignaris TCG, Sentinels and Bosses just published a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of publishing, but right now most of us are in the playtesting stage, or just kind of getting a feel for the community. So that's why I want to make more tutorial videos that actually help you guys so you can progress even further. Because if you think about it, the HTCG really has a set ecosystem right now. There's not really anything that new. It's kind of been the same because you have the HTCG YouTube channels. That's where you start. That's where you get your game out to the world. Then you have the HTCG Discord servers. There's some major ones, and then there's some smaller ones for specific games. And those tie into the Game Crafter, which is where most HTCG creators publish their games. There's also makeplayingcards.com, but no one's really done too many things with that. But mainly the Game Crafter, and then there's untap.in, or Tabletop Simulator, where everyone playtests their game. So right now, we have that main ecosystem. But I think we should also try branching out. I'd love to see more in-person battle videos, or even over Discord called print and play games. I think there's so much more to innovate in the community, and really think on that. Think of how you can even expand and grow our community even more, because we have the foundation pretty much created by all the creators before. So we have a system that works, that we know works. I just think that it could be improved more. I've seen a lot of people making games but not really play testing them, because as a creator, it's kind of like a paradox. You want to spend so much time on the art and crafting the cards, but you also got to spend time playing the card game and getting feedback from your fans and interacting with your community. So there's a lot of things to do as a creator, and I'm going to be honest, guys. If you really want to have a successful card game, you got to do all these things, and you also got to market your game and do all that stuff. But I think a lot of people just are doing HTCGs as a side project. The only people that are really all in are the ones that are going to be really successful. Like, you're devoted to your game, and that's really hard when people have full-time jobs, and that's not really their main focus. But man, if you devote yourself to HTCGs, then your game will be great. Kind of like Chaos Galaxy. He's been working on his games. Another thing, Dimension Battles is actually going to be going on a hiatus. He just made a video talking about that, but he'll be coming back apparently. So I think he's working on something new, which is exciting. Another thing, Chaos Galaxy decided to switch to a digital style, which, I kind of liked his hand-drawn style, but the digital one, I don't like it, but it looks like really good. So I think it's sad to see him leave his roots of, Copic markers, but it's also nice to see him innovate. And, I think it's good that he's innovating, and that's kind of a lesson to us. Trying new things with your HTCG isn't that bad. A lot of things can change to make it even better. And I think he's trying to appeal more to a professional audience, and that's why he's going more digital. But whatever you want, find your audience and make your game based off of that. Going back to playtesting, there's just a lot of games out there right now, but there's not many people playing those games. There's so many HTCGs. It's just not many people are playing and appreciating those games. I wish if I had all the time in the world, I would go and play those games and become dedicated to them, make videos about them. But I can't when I'm a creator. But that's where all of you guys can come in. If you guys like a homemade trading card game, join their server, play their game. Make some content based on their game. Maybe play their game in person, print it out and play. And that really will strengthen our community, because if everyone's making games, no one is playing them. And that's what I try to do. I try to also devote some time to playing other people's TCGs, and also play testing mine, because you can't just create. You also got to get yourself out on the field and learn how HTCGs work. Because if you only make them, then how are you supposed to know how well they'll play? And that's a video I'm actually going to be making on how to make playtest cards, because it might seem pretty simple on the surface, but there's a lot of things that go into that. Another project I'm working on, which I'm really excited to make a video about, is what I'm going to be calling the TCG binder. It's basically a massive binder of playtest cards, card theories, archetype designs, all this TCG information, printed out articles, and I'm going to be putting it all into one place, and then kind of taking what I've learned from that to implement into my videos. And it might not even be TCG related. If I want to talk about marketing or graphic design, I can, for example, if you want to learn graphic design for your TCG, maybe you would do a little research about actual graphic design, and then just tailor that to what you want to get out of TCGs. So right now, I'm kind of stuck on a thing, because I want to really make my card game, because I want my words to actually have meaning. And if I actually make a game that I'm very proud of, and I actually get a game out there, because I've been making a lot of games but not really publishing any, and I want to have a published game, so then people see that and they're like, oh, this guy actually makes a card game, he's serious about it. But I also want to make so many videos and help you guys too. So I'm gonna try to make videos still, but also put a little bit more time into my card game. So it's definitely a balance, and I can even, take a week off of making videos and just put it all into cards, or, just all into videos. So I think that trying to just get a game out there in general, I don't even care if it's a big set, I just really want to get a game out there for you guys to actually have in your hands if you want that. It's like giving advice if you've never sold a novel and you're giving writing advice. That's kind of what I feel like right now, because, I've published games in the past, but I really want to get a good professional one out there. But that's kind of the paradox of creativity. You want to show off your stuff to the world, but you also have to have stuff to show. So that's kind of the debacle I'm in right now. So those are the main topics I wanted to talk about in this video. Feel free to comment video ideas you guys want to see me talk about in the future. But to wrap it up, I hope that you guys watching this will be inspired to try something new in the community. And if you're struggling to find something new, just start making cards. Start journaling, and then you'll finally come to a conclusion of something to maybe spark something new. Even if you just have one single new idea, that might inspire a whole new branch of a community to fully develop that. It's like if someone created a new philosophy, but then others would go on to perfect it. It's got to start somewhere, and even if you're just the starting piece, you can inspire so much. So try to make some more videos, make some more cards, try new things with TCGs, because this medium is so awesome. And I like, out of all the mediums, comics, manga, movies, cinema, art in general, all that stuff, I just keep coming back to TCGs, because you get art, you get game balancing, you get playing the games, you get all that good stuff, creation, all in one medium, and it's something you can't really get from most other mediums. So that's why I like it so much. And there's definitely some restrictions. Like, for example, you can't really capture lyrics like song does, or the feel, but you can still make that up for in a lot of other areas, which music and all these other mediums can't. So I think TCGs have a lot to offer. I think you guys can even complement TCGs with something else. Like if you want to write a novel for your game or make a comic for your game, those things really go together well. It's not like they're completely opposite mediums, because pretty much art is the general, I guess, shareholder for all those mediums. But yeah, that was this video. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I really hope this helps you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.